Okay, here we go. Just did the quarterfinal term a couple minutes ago. Now time for the semi-final term of the King of the Ring tournament. Of course, 12 men, 4 from Raw, 4 from SmackDown, 4 from ECW. And well, ladies and gentlemen, of those 12 men, only 6 now remain. 2 from ECW, 2 from SmackDown, and, well, 1 lone competitor from Raw. Well, not necessarily, because we got 3 from SmackDown, my bad. 3 from SmackDown, 2 from ECW, 1 from Raw, to add up in a total of 6. The one represented for Raw is Sami Zayn. He takes on Cesaro in the final matchup of the semi-final term. Cesaro, of course, helped Minsko in the quarterfinal term. Cesaro defeated Raven of ECW. Now we have Baron Corbin's Mojo. Baron Corbin representing ECW. He defeated Raw's Silas Young. Smojo of SmackDown defeated Raw's Randy Orton. Kazuchika Okada of SmackDown defeated ECW's Finn Balor, and Chris Jericho of ECW as well. He respectively defeated who again? I completely forgot. He defeated Raw's The Miz, and Sami Zayn defeated Sami Zayn for Raw. He defeated SmackDown's Eddie Guerrero. Cesaro for SmackDown defeated ECW's Raven, and now Smojo for SmackDown. Baron Corbin for the ECW roster. Final 6 here. It's Corbin, it's Joe, it's Okada, Jericho, Sami Zayn, and Cesaro as well. After this, it's going to be the finals, where it's going to be a triple threat, where we could perhaps get Raw versus ECW versus SmackDown, SmackDown versus Raw. We could even get SmackDown versus SmackDown, or ECW versus SmackDown, or ECW versus Raw. That's a whole lot to say. Well, hopefully we could get to Raw versus SmackDown versus ECW, but in order for that to happen, we're going to need SmackDown to respectively lose and win 1 match, ECW to respectively lose and win 1 match, and for Sami Zayn to defeat Cesaro for him to make Raw be in the finals. But anyway, focusing back on this matchup as Corbin crashes and burns to the outside. Joe on top misses the clothesline. Wildly does Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe's been in control of this whole entire matchup. Baron Corbin been getting absolutely demolished by the Samoan submission machine of SmackDown, Samoa Joe. Now, ladies and gentlemen, of course, Samoa Joe and fellow other SmackDown competitor in the King of the Ring tournament, Cesaro. They do have history dating back to the beginning of Humorous Mode. They have settled down a little bit, but now since the whole Money in the Bank qualifications a couple weeks back, the Money in the Bank ladder match, of course, like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and also, or a week ago, I'm not sure. And also, now them being in this King of the Ring and the tag team matches to set up for it, Cesaro and Samoa Joe, they are renewing their heat that they had in the beginning of Humorous Mode due to all of these special opportunities, including Money in the Bank and including now King of the Ring. Cesaro, if he is to defeat if he is to defeat Sami Zayn, then he will face off against Samoa Joe. Of course, if Samoa Joe is to defeat Baron Corbin, and they'll be in triple threat to represent SmackDown against either Kazuchika Okada, which their fellow SmackDown compadre in here, or ECW's Chris Jericho. And may I remind you also that Jericho is the only one who actually has a guaranteed title opportunity against Adrian Neville for the lightweight championship over on ECW. So if Jericho does lose the tournament, it doesn't matter, because he still will face off against Neville either way for the title. But now, Cesaro and Samoa Joe, they could meet in the finals. We never know. They could meet in the finals. They could renew some past heat once again, as they did in the Money in the Bank ladder match, and as they did previously in the tag team matchup on SmackDown. And so, I guess we shall see what happens here. We shall see who gets the last laugh. Of course, moving away from Humorous Mode, over in AEW GM mode, Cesaro won the Royal Rumble. Of course, we did that a couple months ago. I'm too lazy to really do some more GM mode videos for AEW. I'll try to do one like before the week ends. So before next week Saturday. But yeah, Cesaro, he did win the Royal Rumble in AEW GM mode a couple of months back. And now he's going to main event WrestleMania against AEW World Heavyweight Champion Kevin Owens. But that's AEW GM mode. That's separate from Humorous Mode. Sami Zayn is the United States champion over there as well. Tag team champions are, I believe, the Hardy Boys. And women's champion over there is also Mickie James. So that's that for GM mode, moving away from Humorous Mode. But imagine if Cesaro is to win. First off, he is to defeat. I forgot who he was facing again. He was facing. Yeah, I forgot. Seriously, who was he facing? He defeated Raven and then right, Sami Zayn. I don't know how I forgot that. Of course, Cesaro will have to defeat Sami Zayn and then win the triple threat at Corbin. End of days out of nowhere. The first big maneuver he does in this matchup, and Joe is not going to sell it. Of course, he's not. Samoa Joe's been completely dominant in these King of the Ring tournament matches. He had a great match against Randy Orton. He won that match against Randy Orton. It was mostly Joe demolishing Orton in that matchup. And now this has been a couple of minutes of Joe absolutely demolishing Corbin as Corbin. Burning hammer. And Corbin crashes and burns head first, neck first, right to the outside. So if Cesaro is to defeat Sami Zayn, he qualifies into a triple threat. And Cesaro could also win the... Let's see if Cesaro could win this tournament in the triple threat finals after he defeats Sami Zayn in the semifinals. That's if he could, because Zayn, him being the last representative of Raw, definitely wants to do it. Definitely wants to make the Raw brand to main event SummerSlam, and also for him to get a title opportunity once again, another shot at becoming WWE champion that he only had once, and that was in the beginning of Humorous Mode. And Joe missed the close line once again wildly. And now, Corbin, he gets caught. Cookie clutch. Can Joe? Is Joe gonna make Corbin tap out here? He's slowing down the pace, slowing down the wrench. But now, is Corbin going to tap Corbin? Does not tap out. Counters with a snapmare. Until Super Pro Level zone, and, well, there goes Joe, the arm drag counter. After that, into the pin. Is this one going to be it? And only, very close to a count, to be fair. Very close to a count. As we have the whole video skipping thing, because that was a mistake. And, well, falling face buster. Double hook falling face buster. Well, not right. Okay, you know what? I forgot what it's called. I'm not gonna say it's called Crush Finale. And Joe takes down Corbin with the crossbody rope break. Let's see if Cesaro could win this tournament. Then he's not only gonna main event SummerSlam here in Humorous Mode, he also main events WrestleMania in GM mode. But he's gonna main event WrestleMania in GM mode against AEW champion Kevin Owens. If he wins this tournament, he main events SummerSlam against World Heavyweight Champion Aleister Black over on SmackDown, or Dolph Ziggler, if Ziggler is to win the title when Ziggler uses his rematch clause, or perhaps against both men. We shall see. But then again, we're talking most about Cesaro. Let's talk about Samoa Joe. Say what too. He faced off against Black or Ziggler or both. So that could be definitely interesting. Corbin, he will face off against either Strowman or ECW champion Minoru Suzuki for the time being, of course. Or perhaps both. And, well, over on Raw, Sami Zayn, he can face off against WWE champion AJ Styles. Styles, for the past few weeks, since week 12, he's been doing the non-title open challenge, where the only person who has defeated him was, ironically enough, the first ever WWE champion of Humorous Mode, CM Punk. And who was the man that CM Punk defeated for the WWE title in the beginning of Humorous Mode? It was Sami Zayn for the vacant WWE championship on Raw week 2. So Zayn definitely has some history. He will perhaps face off against both Punk and Styles. Punk, of course, it was a non-title challenge. It's still a non-title open challenge. Punk has been the only one to actually win. And Joe, with that German suplex, same maneuver he did to put away Randy Orton, and it puts away Baron Corbin here tonight. Puts away Randy Orton of Raw, puts away Baron Corbin of ECW. Corbin is eliminated from the tournament. And here we go, Lionheart Chris Jericho. No more contender for Neville's lightweight championship over in ECW. Shall see if he could main event here, SummerSlam, against Kazuchika Okada. If Okada could win the tournament, definitely a major turnaround. Like I said in the quarterfinal terms, like I've been saying for the past few episodes of Humorous Mode. Okada, not all that much of a great superstar here in Humorous Mode, surprisingly. He didn't do all that well in his rivalry against Big Show. He did have some bright moments, but didn't do all that well. And not to mention losing the Money in the Bank qualifications to Ryback. But Ryback, he's been doing well. He did well in the beginning of Humorous Mode. He's been sliding down just a tad bit ever since he lost to Dolph Ziggler back in week 8 to see who becomes the number one contender for the World Title. Of course, Okada. Now in the Money in the Bank, he's been coming up close in number one contenders matches back in the beginning of Humorous Mode for like the United States Championship and stuff. He's came up close, but yet so far. And so, Okada, major turnaround if he is to win this tournament. Guaranteed opportunity for the World Heavyweight Championship against whoever the champion shall be of SmackDown. Whether if it's Aleister Black or whether if it shall be Dolph Ziggler, or perhaps once again both or someone else who comes into the title picture. Now, I say Okada definitely still made an offense as both men missed their shot. Jericho missed the clothesline. Okada missed the clothesline off the top rope. And, well, Jericho missed his dropkick, I should say. Pretty decent way to start this matchup. Very nice end brainbuster by Okada. Onto the ring apron, perhaps into the ring post goes Jericho's head there. Jericho not necessarily getting a nice landing, but then again, it's a brainbuster. You're not going to get A guaranteed nice fall. Guaranteed nice landing there if you were to think about it. This match definitely has the quality of being a 5-star matchup, and now Jericho on top nails the Lion Salt. 2, Kashuska Okada on the outside. A quick waltz, Jericho there. Okada perhaps was going to brainbuster him right through the announce table, perhaps judging on the angle. Definitely could have at least caught the side of it, at least. And Jericho, well, there goes Jericho, gets sent down there either way, whether he likes it or not. Just everything, not by the brainbuster, but by a side hell takedown. And now. And I sneezed. Okay. Moving away from that, Jericho back inside the ring, waiting for Okada. Okada wash out. Jericho misses the dropkick. Falls right back on top of the announce table like what he did earlier from the side headlock takedown. Wow. Okay, then. So, here are your men that could main event SummerSlam now. It includes either Samoa Joe, as he defeated Corbin a couple minutes ago. It could either be Chris Okada or Chris Jericho, depending on who wins the matchup, or in the next matchup, our Sami Zayn or Cesaro. We shall see what happens. There goes Jericho from the back suplex. Nasty landed on the outside. So at this point, Raw has a very slim chance of main event in SummerSlam. Sami Zayn, the only, last lone wolf and competitor. We shall see what happens. There, and Okada brings him down. That jump and step through Bulldog, beautifully done by Kashuska Okada, the Rainmaker. And now Jericho striking a blind strike right there. Didn't even know where Okada was. Definitely dazed from these last few shots Okada has given to him. And Jericho missed the dropkick. Okada nails the elbow drop though. Well, one man's misfortune is another one's success, I guess. Jericho's misfortune, the leg drop. I mean, not the leg drop, the dropkick. Okada's fortune was that elbow drop. And double underhook suplex right to Kashuska Okada. Into a sleeper now. Okada find back a couple strikes right to the midsection of Jericho. Both of these men on the ring apron now. No pinfalls or submissions count on that ring apron, of course. And Jericho takes down Okada with that backbreaker into a nice camel clutch. That's a very nice transition. And Jericho has him up, takes him down. Onto the ring apron. Very, very sharp part. The hardest part of the ring. Apparently, some way, somehow it is. I don't know how, but it is. I really think the ring post probably is, but okay. Jericho nails the moonsault halfway. Okada got up. And didn't work out too well from there. Not necessarily. Yes, I am starting to have right now, so it's not working that well. And now Jericho, half-leg crab, to Okada, wearing him down. Not the Boston crab that he likes to call the lawn tamer, nor is it also the Lost Jericho. Well, the Boston crab that he calls Lost Jericho, I mean. And Jericho gets caught from the dropkick. Amazing maneuver. If Okada did the bridge on that normal suplex, and if that was in the ring, that definitely could have probably been a 3 count right there, but no. Jericho gonna get sent back into the ring by Okada. Into the end, kind of vice, never mind. Jericho to counter with the seated neckbreaker. Even if Okada or Jericho loses here, which definitely can be heartbreaking for both, well, at least mostly Okada, because Jericho's still gonna challenge for a championship either way. He's still gonna challenge for the lightweight championship. Not as high of a caliber as the ECW World Championship, but still is a title, and it counts as a championship. And Okada, definitely gonna be heartbreaking if he does lose this matchup, because he got mostly a lot to lose here, because he hasn't been doing all that well in Universe mode. He's been having some bright moments here and then ever since away from the main event qualifications where he lost, and so ever since after then he's been getting a whole lot more wins under his belt. But definitely will be a very bright moment if Okada can win this matchup here tonight. But then again, if he also wins this, we could have SmackDown Samoa Joe versus SmackDown Kashuska Okada versus Raw Sami Zayn. That is, of course, if Zayn is to defeat Cesaro, or SmackDown versus SmackDown versus SmackDown, if we have Cesaro, Okada, and Joe win their respective matches, which Joe has already done, and Okada on the verge to perhaps, but Jericho has been doing a whole lot more damage. I see where they're dropping it to the back. Okada didn't see that one coming, but now springs back up, gets kicked for his troubles. Jericho has him backbreaker. On the ring apron, Jericho taunted to the crowd, trying to get them hyped up. He gets sent back into the ring with the same maneuver once again, the monkey flip. And now Okada and Convice applied to Jericho once again. Jericho AC rope break. Chop right to the midsection, misses the moonsault. Ankle lock though, rope break once again. These men are going to have to get away from those ropes if they want to get an easy pinfall or submission victory. Not necessarily an easy victory. This has been a great match so far though. And now we'll try to do a chin lock though. Jericho not going to let that happen. And now mounted punches right to Okada. Multiple of those. Okada, Jericho switching around. Positions here, switching around to see who gets the punch trying to face next. Okada has him up. Never mind, Jericho gonna chop him back down. Okada has him power bomb it back into the ring. Goes Y2J, Chris Jericho. Lionheart, Chris Jericho. As this match perhaps getting into its final closing moments, both Jericho and Okada. No rest for the weary here tonight. And Jericho, Lion Tamer. Well, I was about to say could perhaps been it, but no, Okada escapes it before I could even say that. Okada misses the first spin punch, connects with the second one. That discus forearm, very effective. Against the face of Y2J, nails it again. Lionheart, Chris Jericho, Y2J, Lionheart, Chris Jericho. We're just going to say Lionheart because he's dressed up in his WCW Cruiserweight attire. So yeah. Anyway, Jericho now. Sleeper hold. Wearing down the pace of his matchup here. Okada does escape. Gets elbowed right to the back for his troubles. Jericho has been rolling this matchup for. He's been having more bits of offense than Okada, but Okada definitely cannot count him out. Especially from the match that we had in the quarterfinals, the first ever match we did here in the King of the Ring, where we had Baron Corbin get absolutely demolished by Silas Young and then pull off a victory out of nowhere by making him tap out to a hammerlock, which shows of how weak Silas Young must have been there, but, you know, I guess it happens. Jericho, Baron Corbin wasn't able to pull off another ultimate victory by getting squashed and then making the person tap out or pin them against Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe, same impressive showing he had against Randy Orton, if not more impressive, Samoa Joe did defeat Baron Corbin earlier, a couple minutes ago, same way he defeated Randy Orton in the quarterfinal term with that German suplex. So yeah, been working out well in the favor of Joe. And there goes Kai, crashes and burns right to the outside. So does Jericho. Both of these men nasty land, and Jericho gets up first. So Kyle went on the steel steps. Jericho landed on the thin pattern, but the thin layer of pattern that barely even protects you from landing on the concrete out on the outside. But, you know, Okada still fell on the steel steps and on that thin layer of padding. As long as it was on steel steps and concrete, Okada still some sort of bit of damage taken. And if not more than Jericho. Jericho now, the Lion Tamer, not going to necessarily work out because it's too close to the ropes. And now once again moves him away from those ropes. And Okada still escapes from the Lion Tamer. Can perhaps pick him up. Dragging him by the legs. And, well, Okada brings down Jericho. Nice takedown. Oh, Jericho puts him in there again. Trying to suffocate him in between his ribcage. An arm snap suplex. Nicely done by Lionheart Chris Jericho. Jericho taunted to the crowd once again. One of the most charismatic superstars of all time, ladies and gentlemen, Chris Jericho. Doing well in this matchup. Okada, well, Jericho gets caught DDT. Okada can pick up the victory here. Taunting to the crowd, leg drop. He didn't go for a pin though. Okada now looking for something. Jericho still some way somehow escapes. Has him up, brainbuster. To Kazuchika Okada. Okada is away from the ropes. And he's going to have to rely on kicking out, but he cannot. Kazuchika Okada loses the matchup. Heartbreaking for Okada. Great performance by Okada, but a heartbreaking loss. Okada has nothing to be ashamed about right there. He has been doing all that well in Universe Mode for the past few episodes, like one or two. He's been actually doing some pretty good stuff. And now he has an amazing performance against Chris Jericho. But Jericho ultimately prevails, and now we got a better chance of having a Raw vs. ECW vs. SmackDown triple threat finals in this King of the Ring tournament. That, of course, if Sami Zayn is to defeat SmackDown's Cesaro. No, not Raw vs. SmackDown vs. ECW. Oh, yeah. Because, Jericho's in here. Samoa Joe's in there. So Sami Zayn, he's going to have to win this here. Make it even. There goes Cesaro, crash and burns to the outside thanks to Sami Zayn. These two had great matches over on NXT in 2014. So we shall see if this is going to be reminiscent of that, but see right there. Cesaro snap mares to Sami Zayn right through his steel steps and now brings him up. And now taking him down, Cobra Clutch. Never mind. As Sami Zayn would counter with that sidewalk slam. Pretty even. As Cesaro that stepped through a backward snack breaker. Now into the bow and arrow, wearing down Sami Zayn. Both men on the count of 6. Cesaro gets back inside the ring. Zayn back inside the ring on the count of 7, respectively. Zayn a couple strikes to try and fight back against Cesaro. A couple more nails to dropkick, the biggest strike of them all out of those. Bunch, and now takes him down. Hurricane. Beautiful combo by Sami. 1, 2, only a 2 count. Now Zayn Irish whips Cesaro into the ring post. Misses the dropkick wildly, and Cesaro can take advantage. Never mind, misses the shoulder block, respectively, himself. This is definitely going to be a good matchup here. Whoever wins advances, goes to a triple threat, and then whoever wins the triple threat, main events, respectively. They respectively main event their brand's match for their brand-specific championship. I don't know, I could put that into better words. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, on Raw. Of course, Raw going to be next episode of Numerous Mode, of course. Main event, as always, since week 12, the AJ Styles non-title open challenge. Well, past few opponents that Styles has defeated include, well, the latest one has been Bobby Lashley, the former champion that Styles defeated to win the title. And of course, Lashley, since he lost originally, Lashley turned the open challenge into a rematch clause match. And so Lashley, if he lost, then he would not get another opportunity against Styles ever again until he's able to win a more contenders match or gain an opportunity back by winning the power rankings thing, which he'll slump automatically down to for the WWE title specifically, since he lost. And well, he did. So Lashley gonna have to go back to the drawing board. No longer has a title opportunity until he could actually gain it once again. And so, AJ Styles also has defeated X Division champion Ricochet. First ever opponent who answered the challenge was Ken Shamrock. Styles defeated him in a great matchup. He also has defeated the likes of CM Punk as well. No, he hasn't. CM Punk actually has defeated him, so my bad, I lied. Zayn misses the spin hook he does, and Cesaro gonna take advantage of that now. Perhaps, well, I was gonna say perhaps a very grounded submission hold aiming for the neck and head area of Sami, but no, not able to do that. I was trying to check back on another past opponent that Styles had, and well, Cesaro makes Sami Zayn tap out to an ankle lock. I did not notice that, because I'm trying to skim back a couple of weeks back. Anyway, yeah, that's it. Cesaro making Zayn look weak. Cesaro advances to the finals of the King of the Ring tournament. And now, ladies and gentlemen, next episode of Universe Mode is going to be the finals. All or nothing but the finals. Perhaps going to be a 3 to 10 minute matchup. Hopefully it could be like over 4 minutes. If it's not, we're just going to leave it like that. If it's anything under 3 minutes, then I'm definitely not going to upload it. But yeah, probably the whole highlight reel or something. I'm not sure. We shall see. Anyway, thank you all for watching this episode of Universe Mode. Next one is going to be a finals where we now have Lionheart Chris Jericho to represent ECW against SmackDown's 2 competitors, Cesaro and Samoa Joe, which ironically enough, we probably might not see Joe and Cesaro team up because they are both still somewhat rivals, but not as much heat driven into it as they had in the beginning of Universe Mode. But who knows? They could team up against the one lone ECW competitor, Chris Jericho. And remember, Jericho, of course, still faces off against Neville either way for the lightweight championship. So they definitely don't want him to win the triple threat to main event SummerSlam, because then he'll probably walk out with 2 belts. We shall see. Thank you all for watching. Next episode gonna be the finals. It's Jericho, Cesaro, and Joe, winner main event SummerSlam for their respective brand, which at this point is either ECW or SmackDown. Catch you on the next one. Goodbye.